So now in this class I want to discuss with you regarding income tax topic, that is residential status of an individual. So in the previous two classes, in lecture 1 I discussed with you all the rules related to determination of residential status of an individual. And in lecture 2, I discussed with you one solution how to determine residential status of one individual person. I solved that. And next, here in lecture 3, I want to discuss with you another question and its solution regarding determination of residential status of an individual person. Let us go into the discussion now. So welcome to lecture 3. So here I want to discuss with you solution of one question related to determination of residential status of an individual person, whether he is resident or non-resident. If he is resident, again we will determine whether he is a resident and ordinary resident or resident but not ordinary resident. Let us go into the question and let us discuss that. So here you have question. Let me read the question and let us discuss that. Srimati Rekha Bhatt has born in Mumbai city. So Rekha Bhatt is one person, one individual person. She actually have taken birth in Mumbai city, that is in India, on 15-6-1987. Okay. And she left India for Australia on 14th May 2023. Here, Rekha Bhatt actually she left from India to Australia on which date? On 14th May 2023. That date is very, very important. Actually, when she went to Australia, that date is very, very important because we have to see how many days she actually lived or stayed in India during the previous year period. So, and never returned so far. So, she actually left for Australia. She left India for Australia. She left India for Australia on 14th May 2023. And after that, she did not come back to India. She never returned so far. Okay, she did not come back to India again. Once she went to Australia on that particular date, on 14th May 2023, she did not come back. So before that, she was in India only. So determine her residential status. That is not his. Determine her residential status as resident or non-resident for the assessment year 2024 and 25. So our present assessment year is 2024-25. It starts from 2024 April 1st onwards and ends on 31st March 2025. That is our present assessment year. So we have to determine what is her residential status in present assessment year. But we have to consider how many days she actually stayed in India during the previous year. So during previous year, what actually is her residential status? How many days she stayed in India? So that is taken into account. So what is our assessment year and previous year at present? I gave in solution. You can have a look there. In the solution, AY means assessment year. So our present assessment year is 1st April 2024 to 31st March 2025. That is our present assessment year. And what is a previous year? Just 12 months period preceding to the assessment year. Just before assessment year, 1 year period is known as previous year. So our previous year, I mentioned there, PY means previous year. That is 1st April 2023 to 31st March 2024. That is our previous year period, 1 year period. Okay, so during previous year, what actually is her residential status? That should be determined. So first of all, we should see how many days she stayed in India during the previous year. if we observe the dates, she actually have taken birth in India and she stayed in India after her birth. That is, she actually born on 15th June 1987. So after that she was in India only. But when she went to Australia on 14th May 2023. So 2023, April 1st 2023 is a starting date of previous year. So April 1st 2023 is a starting date of previous year and it is going to end on 31st March 2024. This is our previous year period. So during this period, how many days she stayed in India? That is very, very important. So let us see. She actually went to Australia on 14th May 2023. Okay. So our previous year is starting from April 1st to 2023. In April month, she was in India only. Completely 30 days. So 1st April is a starting day of previous year and completely from April onwards she was in India only. So April completely 30 days she was in India. So that is why I mentioned there, you can see 2023 April, how many days? 30 days are there in that month. Completely 30 days she was in India. So after April month, May. So in May month she was not in India completely throughout the month. She went to Australia on 14th May. So she stayed in India only for 14 days in the month of May. So 2023, because she went to Australia. She left India for Australia on which date? 14th May 2023. So during May month she stayed only for 14 days in India. So that is why I have written May month of only 14 days. You can have a look. So May month, how many days she stayed in India? Only for 14 days. On 14th day she actually left India for Australia. So only 14 days. 14th date also we can consider. Okay. So we don't know what actually are the timings when she left, in the morning or in the evening. That is why we can consider 14th day also that she stayed in India. So May month 14 days. After that she went to Australia. She was not in India later. She did not come back. Okay, they mentioned clearly. So when after leaving India and she went to Australia, after that she did not come back. She did not return to India so far. Okay, so after that she was not in India. Only for during the period, during previous year period, she stayed only for total 44 days. In the month of April, 30 days. In the month of May, 14 days. That's all. Only 44 days she stayed during the previous year. Before that period she was in India, but we are not going to consider before period first. Later we will apply whenever we apply the rules, that time we will take into account. But here first of all we have to check how many days she stayed during the previous year. That period number of days are very, very important for basic conditions. First we apply only basic conditions for determination of residential status of an individual person. So that is why we have to consider how many days she stayed during the previous year. We came to know that she stayed for 44 days during the previous year. Hope this is clear for everyone. So let us go and discuss what are the basic conditions. Whenever we are going to discuss residential status of an individual, we have to decide first whether the person is general category or special category person. So she is general category. Special category persons are other persons. So they are actually people who actually are living India and they are going to foreign countries on employment basis. Okay, or any one member in the crew of ship. So they are special category persons. I already discussed with you in lecture 1 who are actually special category persons. You can go through that lecture 1 so that you will have an idea. So Srimati Rekha Bhatt is not a special category person. She is general category person. Okay. So whenever she is general category person, basic conditions are mentioned this side. Right side you can see that. So what are the basic conditions? There are two basic conditions. So out of these two basic conditions, If she satisfies at least one basic condition, then we can call her as a resident. If she is not satisfying even one single condition, then we can call her as a non-resident. If suppose she is satisfying two basic conditions, then also she is resident. If she is satisfying one basic condition, then also she is resident. If she is not satisfying at least one condition, then we can call her as a non-resident. Then what are actually are the basic conditions? You can see right side I mentioned there. So before going into the discussion, let me read the points whatever are given under basic condition. An individual is considered as resident in the previous year if he satisfies one or both of the following basic conditions. If he does not satisfy at least any one of the basic conditions, then he is called as non-resident. This already I explained. So what are the basic conditions then? First one is, he is in India in the relevant previous year for a minimum period of 182 days. So actually, assessee, that person, individual person must stay at least for a period of 182 days during the previous year period. Then we can say that she or he is satisfying first condition. So let us apply this rule for our assessee, Srimati Rekha Bhatt. So during the previous year, how many days she stayed in India? Only for 44 days, that we calculated just now, left side. Okay, only for 44 days. Is she satisfying first basic condition? No, she is not satisfying first basic condition. Because our first basic condition is that she has to stay during the previous year in India for a period of 182 days. She was in India during the previous year only for 44 days. How can she satisfy? She is not satisfying first basic condition. That is clear. So once she is not satisfying first one, we have to go and check second one also. So in the first one itself, we should not decide that she is resident or non-resident. We have to apply second one also. Because if she satisfies at least one condition out of these two, then we can call her as a resident. So let us go and apply second one, whether she is satisfying or not. Okay. So second one is, he is in India, he or she. Okay. He is in India for a period of 60 days or more during the relevant previous year. Actually, assessee has to stay 60 days during previous year. Not only that, one more also is there. Okay. So, and 365 days or more during the 4 years preceding to the relevant previous year. So, what is the second condition? She has to stay, she or he. Okay. Assessee has to stay 60 days during the previous year. And 365 days or more during the 4 years period preceding to the previous year. So during previous year, how many days she stayed in India? 44 days. Is she satisfying the first point, that 60 days? No. Actually, what is that? 60 days she must stay in India during previous year. Along with that, one more condition also is there in second one. She is not satisfying 60 days stay in India. She stayed only for 44 days. That one she is not satisfying. And 365 days she stayed 365 days during 4 years period preceding to the previous year. So previous year is 1st April 2023 to 31st March 2024. That is a previous year. Before that, okay, preceding to the previous year, before that period, out of 4 years, before this, out of 4 years, she has to stay for 365 days in India. She was in India only. She actually have taken birth in India. So out of 4 years, she stayed completely 4 years preceding to the previous year. But along with that, she has to stay in India 60 days during the previous year. She is not satisfying that. Only half part of the second condition she is satisfying, and remaining half she is not satisfying. So we can say that second also she is not satisfying. So she is not satisfying first condition, she is not satisfying second condition. So if she does not satisfy any one of the basic condition, we can call the assessee, we can call that individual person as non-resident. Okay, so if she is non-resident, we need not to apply additional conditions. When actually we apply additional conditions, if she is resident, if assessee is resident, then only we will apply additional conditions. Otherwise we don't apply additional conditions. Hope this is clear for everyone. So what is the residential status here? Non-resident. Okay, so once we determine her residential status as non-resident by applying basic conditions, that's over. Okay, solution finished. So we need not to apply additional conditions. Only for residents we apply additional conditions. Hope this is clear for everyone. So let us see here. So what is the residential status? She is non-resident. Okay, hope this is clear for everyone. And if you want to actually learn some other problems, you can see next lecture also, you can watch it. So hope this is clear for everyone. In case of any doubts, you can mention in the comment section. Like the video, share it so that other students also can use this video and can get knowledge out of that. And like it, share it, subscribe it. Thank you.